Hello everybody. So today I actually want to get into a topic that someone on one of my posts on one of my online sessions I had wanted me to talk about on my channel, and that is sensitivity. I want to get a little bit more into sensitivity, especially being able to develop our own sensitivities, being able to sense and feel energy. But before we even get into doing that, we have to first learn how to sense things on a subtle level. And for some of us, we may be far past that, but for many of us, we may just be beginning and we want to explore that. I tell people, when you begin to develop your senses, I call it your sensitivity to your own energy, or developing, I like to call it sensitivity to your energy. There's a lot of names I can go for. But when you start developing your sensitivity, which has always been there, you are open up to a whole new world, a whole new reality, or I like to call it expanded reality. And you begin to understand different forms and types of consciousness or energies that are out there. So you definitely begin to know your own energy as you begin to expand yourself. Really, it's expanding your own energy or getting into your own sensitivity and sensing, being able to sense and feel is stepping into your energy, because you begin to shift focus almost. It's like you begin to shift awareness. It's like as you get to know your energy, you're working with your energy and working with energy on a subtle level, you're bringing more of your energy in. And as you bring more of your energy in, your consciousness begins to expand, and you begin to see yourself as that energy, as one body, as one being. So in a way, it's like the human body, the human mind, or the human being in general is becoming expanded. And so with that, I tell people, in developing your intuition, and getting to know who you are, getting to know and being able to sense and feel things on a subtle level will be a tremendous help. And there are ways to go about it, and I definitely want to talk about those ways because I don't want to ramble. With that, the importance of sensitivity could go from being able to sense and feel our own inner guide, our spirit guides, being able to sense and feel other beings and energies, being able to connect with others, being able to connect with ourselves, being able to connect with other worlds and dimensions. The list goes on and on and on and on. So with all that, I always tell people there's also a responsibility to this, because we had to create a practice where we maintain this, but not just that, as you begin to expand in your own energy, step into your own energy and step into your own expanded consciousness, you'll be opening up to things that you didn't really know that were there. You will have to deal with some emotional and psychological things that you may have been suppressing on an emotional level. And you have to deal with that. And sometimes those emotional problems, those psychological issues or whatever, sometimes they create those blocks. You will have to deal with your subconscious, you have to deal with shadow work, you will be dealing with a lot. And as you work with those things, you expand and you bring more of your energy into your body. There is an integration process that takes time, it takes effort, it takes practice, and there are things that can help us. Now, the things that can help us to become sensitive, first I'm gonna just start with the basic. For those of us who are very physical, stretching, yoga. I'm not talking about exercising or going to the gym. I'm just talking about purely stretching, getting your body flowing and moving, your mind and your body and your soul and your heart, your blood, your veins, your teeth, your mouth, getting all of that energy flowing in your body, stretching every muscle, and then breathing work. I call it breath work, incorporating a breath technique that helps you to get air in and air out, bringing that in, bringing that energy in. You sensing, you bringing things in and out. A third one is diet, clearing yourself. Teas work tremendously well. Herbal teas work tremendously well with clearing ourselves. If I had to suggest any teas, I would suggest actually dandelion root, dandelion flower. The whole dandelion could be dried and made into a tea. Drink a half a cup, dilute it with water if you need to, because it's very powerful and it's very strong, and it definitely works with our central nervous system. That helps and assists us with sensitivity. If you're experiencing inflammation through diet, because some of us are experiencing inflammation and we don't even know it, but if you have a diet or you've been eating foods and you discover that you have inflammation, you have to work this out your system, and it takes about 4 to 5 days, even up to a month or 3 months to actually see a difference. But I would definitely say in 5 days, you will notice a difference. You'll probably sleep better. You'll just be going to sleep. You won't be fatigued. So what will help with that is lavender, chamomile. What comes to my mind is peppermint and mint. Dandelion is good for cleansing the system, flushing the system out, definitely working with our kidneys. I will say that if you drink dandelion, you might be on the toilet all day long, so be prepared and be ready. Be ready to flush your system out, drink lots of water. You clear your system out. This has to be done regularly. Then once you feel a little bit better, begin to incorporate vegetables, begin to incorporate more grounding foods. Some foods that come to my mind actually are garlic. I don't know why garlic is coming to my mind, but it definitely has assisted me in purging my body, especially of attachments, because I be drinking some drinks that have garlic in it, and I go to sleep and I can feel certain energies like trying to, it be so weird. I don't want to get into it. It's kind of creepy, but that sort of thing. And so we're working on clearing, like I want to get back to the point. We're working on clearing ourselves so that we can get in touch with our sensitivity. Another thing that helps is going into nature, touching the trees, touching the grass, putting our feet on the bare ground, connecting with animals is another thing, and getting the sense and the feel for things. That if you got a rock or a stone or crystal, which I have here, I have one right here, you can hold it in your hand. You can ask yourself, what does this feel like to me? You can practice from there. Once you start developing your sensitivity, you'll notice that your intuition expands as well. Now I tell people this, all this has already been there. You're just pretty much developing the ability to pick it up. And then once you're able to pick it up, you can direct it and then shift it and do things with it. And so as you're developing yourself, it gets easier to to figure out what's going on. And then you begin to, as your intuition picks up, you start sensing things and hearing things on an extra sensory level. In a way, you're becoming more like I call it, in today's terms, it'd be considered a superhuman, because a lot of people are not intuitive and not in touch with their own sensitivity. So when the things that you will be experiencing will be something that appears and seems far out there, but something that actually should be here. We should be able to do this now, even as children. I believe as children that we can do these things as we get older, because we suppress so much, we block it out. You have this world telling you what you should and shouldn't do, and your self-expression gets suppressed, and you live a suppressed life, and then you focus on reinforcing that suppression. The society teaches you, and I don't want to say brainwash, but teaches you, or reinforces, the better word is reinforce your energy to be suppressed. You spend most of your time in the world trying to live up to other people's expectations, and try to gain the approval of others, and you learn that at the end of the day, it doesn't even matter. Because we all, it doesn't matter. So once you start really listening to yourself and respecting your own energy and take responsibility for your energy and your feelings and get into the root cause of a lot of things and releasing things, you will tap into your expanded energy, which is actually your energy, which is your true nature, or I like to say your higher energy, because you also have lower energies that usually have to be dealt with, and that's also a part of you. It is an extension of you. So I know it may seem like I'm rambling, but I just want to get to the point of the purpose of sensitivity, why sensitivity is important, and how we could use sensitivity in our life to connect with ourselves, with nature, with life, with others, especially using sensitivity to expand into higher awareness so that we can become more creative, be happy in our life, and not, being out there trying to do everything. With that, this is just a brief a very brief introductory to sensitivity and working with sensitivity, and there are ways that you can go about this, but getting in touch with yourself, not exercise, but stretching, eating right, talking to yourself. I would definitely say talking to yourself. Talk to yourself too. You may notice a shift in the difference in feelings, but talk to yourself. Speak to yourself, because your body is listening. Your mind is listening. Aspects of you are listening. Your emotions are listening. You are bringing some things to the surface. Talk to yourself. Look in the mirror. Talk to yourself. That's another good thing. Get a sense for your energy. And once you become open, we can move on to the next level of what we can do with that energy and what we need to be aware of when we begin to step into higher energies. Because as I like to call it, or like people like to call it, awaken, basically you wake into your own energy. There are energies that may try to take advantage of that. They might be waiting, just trying to take advantage of that. And what you want to do is, as soon as you start becoming aware or awake in your energy, you want to learn how to put up shields, create shields as a way to filter out and keep certain energies at bay. There are certain energies that could directly infiltrate and come into our space when we're at a weak point, and we have to work with that. So some of us may have already that issue. So with that, you will have to learn more about your subconscious mind and your shadow self to be able to know when you've been moved or manipulated, or when certain things are intentionally being brought up to cause a block. So you have to deal with those things, but being aware and getting in touch with your awareness and sensing that awareness will help you to understand when something is out of whack or something don't feel right, and moving with that and learn how to balance that, because balancing is also a part of that, and aligning. So I don't want to get too much into it, but this is just a brief introductory to sensitivity, and I definitely wanted to just do a follow-up video for that request that was made some time ago. So with that, if y'all enjoyed this video, definitely like, subscribe, and comment below. I definitely will be doing more vlogs. I am looking forward to doing some cooking videos, not now, but maybe later. And for those who don't know, this is actually a closet that I turned to more like a mini office. So I'm going to be putting some little pictures up on the wall of my colorings. And you'll see little geometric shapes and all of that. So I just want to have a good time. I want to share myself with y'all. And I'm actually looking to get my blog up and running. Starting some things from there. So I'm going to start with the rambling. And with that, definitely enjoy y'all day. If y'all need support, definitely comment below. And if y'all want me to talk about a subject, definitely comment below. I will try to do my best to fulfill your request. So with that, see ya. Bye.